You're about to listen to Whiskey Hell Podcast, a show centered on recent news, excellent craft beer, and absolute debauchery. While the guys are getting ready, you can reach them on Twitter at whiskey_hell. You can also go to the whiskeyhellpod.com or email them at whiskeyhellpod@gmail.com. At the end, be sure to drop them a review as a thank you for the content. Looks like they're ready. Enjoy the show, and listener discretion is advised.
All right, so it is still Friday, October 28th, and we just finished the original Whiskey Hell pod. We're going to go into a little bonus action here for you. We've got Fitz and Hefe, and we're just going to roll with it because we got a lot more content we never actually got into, so we'll see what sticks. But Fitz, let's go for one more beer, and we're done. Then we're done for the night, okay?
I don't.
What do you know?
Actually, no. You go ahead. I do have a third beer. I was thinking I didn't, but now I do. Yes, I do.
Let's do one more beer. We'll knock out some more disturbing news, and we'll be right back with everybody. Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, so took a little break. We went right into Hefe as he was coming back from break, so we didn't get into another set of beers. This is going to be a really short one. It's more like a bonus show, right? Right, Fitz?
Bonus extravaganza, because this is Whiskey Helloween, so we couldn't we couldn't just do our 2 hours and then be done. It's a bonus show, but because A, there's a lot of shit going on, and B, because we just want to keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, so I just poured my beer in this way too much head. I have a porter. It's Tabula Rasa. It's from Second Chance Beer Company, San Diego, California. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an easy drinker. So while I'm waiting for the head to go down on that, what was your favorite Halloween costume that you've had over time?
Shit. I've had, so just for like comfort and ease of making the costume, I think one of my favorite costumes was and I think you, me, and possibly your brother. There was a few of us that did all the same costume or different themes on the same costume, but for ease and just comfort, my favorite Halloween costume was when we dressed up as hobos. Because we just went to Savers, which I'm not even sure is a store anymore, but it was a secondhand store like Goodwill or St. Benny's. And just bought a bunch of homeless looking clothes and just dressed up, rubbed some fucking dirt on our face. And then my favorite part of that night was the fact that I had canteens full of liquor just stored everywhere. Just in pant pockets, in jacket pockets, in my scarf. I had stuff. So all night we were pretty good and liquored, probably to the point of debauchery, if I remember correctly. In fact, I think that was the night that Hefe's girlfriend. No, that was New Year's. Never mind. That's a different story. We'll tell that story on New Year's. But anyway, but I think my favorite of all time, and the one that I remember the most, is when Hefe and I were just young little lads. I think we were in 8th grade. And Hefe, you'll have to either confirm or deny this. I think I'm off plus or minus a year. So it might have been 7th grade. It might have been 9th grade, although I don't think we were in high school when we did this. But we dressed up as a two-headed. So we were both in the same outfit, the same giant muumuu dress. We were a two-headed female woman. And my mom, who was a makeup artist, did our makeup, and we were just beautiful women. And here I'll tell you, the reason I have such a clear memory of this is because the night started out okay, and then halfway through we met. And again, Hefe, you're gonna have to help me on this. I think it was Carlos and his band of miscreants. But we met some guys that wanted to kick the shit out of us. So we had pillowcases for collecting candy. We had to ditch the muumuu dress and separate as the two-headed woman and just run off as two women with our pillowcases. And we somehow made it home safely. We didn't get beat up that night. And so that's the one that has, like, for some reason, that's the fondest memory, even though it was a shitty night. Anyway, how about you? What about you? What's your favorite costume of all time?
So my favorite costume of all time was when I went as a one-night stand.
Oh, yes. It was so brilliant. Yes.
Yeah. But here's the problem. So just so everybody's aware, I put a Bible on one side, a couple of condoms on another, and some lube. And it was on basically a piece of cardboard that was shaped to be a nightstand, and it was covered and stuff. I mean, it looked like a fucking table. It was and your really
head
solid.
had the lampshade.
My head had a lampshade on it, so I was a one night stand. And it was a dad joke, and it was sexual, and I thought it was fucking brilliant, and I thought I was gonna get laid, and nobody cared.
No, we went to didn't we go to Lucho's party that night? We went to Lucho.
We went to Lucho's party, and everybody's like, "Oh, yeah, that's great. All right, I gotta move on. I'm gonna go smoke out or do a shot," which is fine. But for me at the time, how old were we then? Like 20?
Oh no, we were
22?
No. That was later. That was probably 25, 26.
Okay, so I probably shouldn't have been there doing that. So that's good to note. But yeah, it was depressing from my standpoint because he was fucking genius, and the traction I got was zero. I remember distinctly, okay, sitting under or standing. I don't know. I was either sitting or standing. It doesn't matter. Under a stairwell outside of Lucho's apartment, because I think he was on the second floor, right?
Yep.
Okay. And I heard these folks these folks, they're from the party and stuff, and they're like going on about something and about somebody who's all this and that and the other. And the guy, whoever it was a really douchey costume. I'm like, you know what? I deserve to be under this fucking stairwell. That's what came down to.
I know exactly the costume that they were talking about because we all showed up with our A game. In fact, there were girls there that came in their like super skimpy, like hot cop outfits and their little, nurse outfits. No, the costume that stole the night that night was one of Lucho's roommates showed up and he had a fucking like Playboy bathrobe and a giant dick sticking out of it, a giant dildo.
Oh God. Yeah.
Remember that? And that was the costume that everyone was like, "Oh my God, that's the best costume ever."
That's so genius. No,
yeah.
That took very little thought.
Exactly.
And in fact, where he missed on that was that if he had actually been a genius, he would have had rope or some kind of a string running down from the inside of the robes, so that when he went out and flashed, the dong like stood up in the air. That would have been fucking genius.
No.
But that's not what he did.
No. It just hung there. And he just walked around letting it Yeah, letting it. He would come up to people sitting on the couch and just let it swing in their
Look
face.
at my dong. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
And and that was the same night when the famous quote, my ex and I had been, I guess we'd been having sexual relations for a few months. And that was the night that I didn't know she was there to overhear me saying this, but I said, hey, she could go home with anybody tonight, just like I'm going to go home with someone else tonight, and I wouldn't care. And she overheard it.
Ooh,
yes. Right. You remember that? So it was like the major crossroads, because I ended up not going out with anyone. She ended up not going out with anyone. And then she was like, but I heard you say this. And then I was like, shit, I didn't actually mean that. And then we were together for 14 years after that. So that was that same night. That's a incredible night that you're remembering there. That's a lot happened that night. Shit.
The other night that was epic was the monk night.
Yes. Oh, such a good night. So okay, I'm having trouble remembering. I know you were a monk. What was I?
Picture. That's what I was just going to ask you. What did you go as?
I think I was also a monk. I think we went as monk twins.
Because it was like a D&D thing.
It was.
Right?
It was a D&D thing. That's when we were
playing Dungeons and Dragons. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and so okay. All right, set the scene. This will be good for all of our listeners, or maybe it won't. Maybe you guys have already tuned out.
So Halloween party, Fitz and I, we're absolutely trashed. But it was also one of the things that we had a knack for was that when the party got to a certain part in time, it was like, okay, this is kind of turning into bullshit. So kind of the whole ADD thing, we have to do something different. Whether it was sword fighting in the backyard with what the hell were those sticks that we used? The wicker sticks, right?
Yeah. Yep.
The Blintock, was that it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was something like that. Anyway, we used these weird fucking. Anyway, there was always something that sidetracked us, and we'd start down this road that we shouldn't have gone on. Anyway, so Fitz and I decided we're out of this party, and this was Hefe's party, and I think I still owe him a fence. But Fitz jumped on my back, and I ran through the fucking fence.
Yeah. So it was it was not one of our best parties. We threw lots of parties at the house. We always had an excuse, whether it was Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Those were our big ones. But then we had birthdays in there, or fuck it, let's just celebrate spring. But this was a Halloween party, and it just, like you said, it just was kind of dying. It was dead. It was, we weren't interested. So I was like, fuck it. I jumped on your back. And you decided, I didn't know we didn't have a plan, but you just started running towards the fence, and we literally crashed through a wood fence. And I'm still to this day, either the fence was poorly constructed or we just had enough mass, say 400 pounds worth of mass, moving at a pretty good rate of speed, to bust through this thing. And we ended up in the alley.
Oh, we totally did.
Oh yeah, in a cloud of dust. I mean, we hit the ground, we rolled, we were laughing, it was funny, and then we decided to go through the alley, just see where we could find
and crash another party.
And we found this open gate that said "Beware of dog." We walk in, there's this Doberman, and I just made friends with the Doberman. I was like, "Oh, hi, puppy," and he was like, "Hi," and his little tiny nub of a tail started wagging. And he was happy to see us. And then we walk into this fucking party and just start talking to people. I mean, this was a full-on, full-fledged, lots of young, hot women, young, ridiculous dudes. And we were a little bit past young. So we were kind of the alpha males of the room. We just walked in and we're like, hey, well, I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to talk to her. Well, someone somewhere.
His name was Jason.
How do you remember that?
Because he was a douchebag.
He was a douche. Anyway, he was like, "Who do you know here?" And I just made up a name. I'm like, "Well, we're here with Brad." And he's like, "Huh? Well, how do you know Brad?" And I'm like, "Holy shit! there's a Brad here? Like, I was just fucking winging
We're old friends. We went to
Yeah.
school together.
Yeah. So I just started lying my ass off, and he finally figured out we shouldn't be there.
Full of shit. Yep.
Yeah.
And but what do we do at that point?
Hold on. So he's like, you guys need to get out of here. A bunch of other guys come over and like, you need to leave. And you and I had a decision. We could have just fucked them up, but we were like, no. All right, fine, we'll leave.
No, we're going to we steal their liquor.
So we walk out
and their shoes.
I grab a bottle of Captain Morgan. You grabbed a bottle of, I think it was
Rumpelmann's.
And they were almost full bottles. We just grab them and start walking out. And then there was some shoes lined up right outside the door, and you grabbed a pair of shoes.
Because that's what you do when you're crashing a Halloween party.
Yeah. So we were kind of dicks, although because we did crash the party, but at the same time they were dicks, they were douches. So we took the alcohol back to our original party at our house, which was by that time hopping, and we were the hits of the party because we walked in with more liquor. Everyone thought we went to the store to get it. And we're like, no, it was just the neighbors.
We stole it from our neighbors. Yeah.
It was good times. Yeah. Good times. And we were both dressed as monks.
I think we were both. And I remember running away. You had the jug of Captain, because it was a jug of Captain Morgan's.
Oh, it was it was the one you get from Costco. Yeah.
And we're sprinting away, and I'm wearing sandals and just flailing because I wear sandals like constantly. So, and that's pretty much how it went. So now you guys can kind of see where a little bit of history. So.
Yeah, I mean, Hefe, McShane, and myself, we all go way back. It's really some days I just sit back and I wonder, like, it's pretty amazing. We all still know each other, and not only that we still know each other, we all still really absolutely love one another's company.
Oh, totally.
That's amazing.
Totally.
So anyway, happy whiskey Halloween right there. That's our whiskey Halloween story.
So before we kind of close shop here, I know we wanted to do a little bit more and chat a little bit. Do you want to do a little bit more Halloween, or do you want to do some of the news stories that we think can not really wait till next week?
Yeah, let's rapid fire some news stories. I think if we have some more Halloween stories that we feel like we need to tell, we can tell them next week after Halloween. But yeah, let's get to a couple of news stories, some of which are pretty fucking incredible.
So right now, you'll be able to go ahead and look at the links on our site, or on the site, also on show notes, obviously. The Chinese military has a absolutely terrifying video of a drone, it's a pretty large drone as I'm watching.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And it's bringing in a armed robo-dog. And this is let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. I think there's 8.
8 rotors, yeah.
8 rotors. Yeah. It drops off this drone dog. And their camera work here is absolutely expert.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can see the dog just hunched in exactly how you would have thought that this probably would have happened. The drone drops it off, it flies off, and then the dog wakes up. And it's armed to the fucking teeth.
Oh my God. So per our story that we did a couple weeks ago, of, all these companies joining in and saying, we're not going to arm our robotics. Yeah, well, other countries are doing it. So either you do it and keep up, or we're all fucked. We're all going to be subjugated by robot dogs.
According to a report from Warzone, the weapon mounted on the robot dog is possibly a Chinese QBB-97 light machine gun, which is capable of firing 650 rounds per minute at an effective range of 400 meters.
Dude, that's the thing. If you've never shot a weapon, or if you shot limited weapons, the one thing about firing an automatic weapon is the recoil. Well, firing any weapon is the recoil, because you got to fire and then reacquire your target. When you have a robotic dog like this, it doesn't need to reacquire the target. It's always going to be firing exactly where it wants to be firing. And 650 rounds a minute? Are you shitting me? That's over 100. That's over 100 rounds. Well, it's over 10 rounds every second. You're not going to be able to compete with that. And even if you could compete with it, what are you going to hit on this thing that's going to knock it down?
The video that was initially released on the verified Weibo account, and that's a Chinese social media app, account of Kestrel Defense Bloodwing, a page affiliated with Chinese defense contractors, shows a drone hovering over a building and then dropping off a robot on the roof. After the drone flies away, the robot gets up on 4 legs and then begins to scan for targets. Now, that's allegedly, maybe he was finding his footing, maybe he was just standing up, who knows? Because the video, it cuts off really quick.
Yeah, it does.
Like you were saying, though, if we're talking about something that's hunting, right? We're not talking about something that's getting down and making sure that his whole team is down and then looking to see for targets. Okay. This isn't like a SEAL team that's dropping onto a rooftop. Right. This is a drone that's dropping off a robot dog that's armed to the teeth.
Yeah. And what's also scary is that, if we're really going to be thoughtful about this from a military strategy point of view, the drone that's dropping off the dog could also have, I don't know, 1, maybe 2 Hellfire missiles equipped.
Yep.
So boom, it drops off the dog, it climbs back up to 1,000 feet, and it sees threats coming in while the dog is still getting orientation. Well, it just fires some Hellfire missiles to give it some time.
Yep.
To catch up. So you're not talking about one weapon being dropped off in the battlefield. You're talking about, 2 weapons. And then, then let's go to the next story. Let's go to the next story about the U.S. Navy and what they want to do with these drones.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The U.S. Navy wants swarms of thousands of small drones. So do
Jesus. Fuck.
Why would you not?
Right. Because what they're able to do now is not one guy controls one drone. Now they're able to say one guy can put in an algorithm that controls 1,000 drones or 10,000 drones. I mean, we've all seen the shows that they're doing in China with all the lights and everything, and they can make different shapes and different pictures. Well, now take that to a point where those 1,000 or 10,000 drones can all now be unified like a swarm of bees to attack one target.
It's a happy time to be alive.
It's nuts, dude. It's nuts. It is a happy time because, oh my God, all the shit we've been doing in video games is now true. Could you imagine? All right. So all right, let's combine all the stories from our first show tonight. And then let's sort of weave the thread into this story. So
yep.
You're bumping along and you're going to a rally tonight, right? You're going to a rally. And because you believe, God damn it, that your children should not be subjected to gay, trans porn in their schools.
Yep.
As a third grader, right? So you're going to go to this rally to say, hey, I don't want my kids to be subjected to this. So Facebook then sells your data of your cell phone that's in your pocket to Fog, right?
Well, we didn't even get into data fog, but yes, Facebook or Twitter or whoever sells your Uber sells your data to where you actually are. Yes.
Right. And so then the local police, who now have a swarm of drones, because believe me, if the U.S. Navy wants to adopt this, so does the local PD. And so they have a swarm of drones, and they know exactly who you are and where you are and all of your friends. And so the rally gets out of hand. some bottles get thrown. Now some rocks are getting thrown. Now someone brought a Molotov cocktail. And now the swarm of drones just comes down and absolutely inundates and just dive bombs all of you. Suicide bomber, kamikaze, and they all have small explosives on them, or they just drop off a robo dog armed with a 50 caliber machine gun to just take you all out. I mean, I know it sounds crazy. It isn't. It is like literally within our reach today. And they'll probably make it happen in the next 2 years. It's fucking it's crazy.
Watch the movie Runaway. It's Tom Selleck.
Yeah.
1984, somewhere around then. You don't even have to have a swarm. All you need is just a little drone, little spider drone that's going to run up and just inject you, and you're done.
Yeah,
we're speculating here, and this is, there's, I mean, a lot of this is future tech. It is, and a lot of this is so speculative.
Okay, but
you can see where we're tracking. We could see where we're tracking here. I mean, it's not
some of it
hard to
isn't
understand.
future. Some of it's here. It's here now, and we need to, absolutely confront it because it's nuts.
Well, I think on another show we should probably look at the robot dog thing.
Dude,
I think that's interesting to me.
I think just we should dedicate a whole maybe half a show to just drones and what they can and can't do, because along with what we're talking about, there's also some like myths and stuff of what drones can do that they really can't. They don't have the technology yet.
Yeah. To
do like retinal scans and stuff. They that's not there yet. They're capable of it at some point in the future, but not yet. So yeah, that'd be a great show. That'd be fun.
All right. Well, we'll have to look at that in the future.
Yep.
All right, Fitz. I didn't want to run too long. Just a little extra for Helloween or whiskey Helloween.
Yep.
I enjoyed my last beer here, the Second Chance Tabula Rasa Porter. Good beer. It's a sipper. It's good. No big deal, but it was fun.
Yeah, and honorable mention here tonight. We talked about, I think it was last week, we talked about CDAs, Cascadian Dark Ales. Yeah. My third beer, I guess, tonight was the Pelican Brewing Bad Santa, and it's a CDA. One of my favorite beers since I've moved up here. I didn't even know something like this was possible. Very malty, very smooth, a very dangerous beer because you're drinking it. It's a little on the sweet side. You're enjoying things, but it's also a 7.5%. So you get 2 or 3 in, and you're like, I'm kind of fucked up, and I want another one. So anyway, that was my third beer tonight. Worth honorable mention. I'm still taking the Captain of the Coast to bed, but Bad Santa is definitely going to give me a nice, happy wake up morning blowjob in the morning.
I like that. All right.
Yeah.
I'm all about a wake up blowjob.
Yeah. Right.
All right. That is going to wind things up. We'll probably get this little sideshow up pretty quick here, but we'll get the regular show out on Monday. Guys, have a great holiday. Treat Halloween as a holiday. Can we do that? Is that okay?
Yeah. Can we have some
fun with it? Yeah. Have fun with it. Just be cool and enjoy yourselves. Everybody needs that right now. Seriously, we all do. I'm Steve McShane.
I'm Fitz. We love every one of you. Thank you to all the new people. Thank you to all the old people. And let's keep growing the Whiskey Hell family. And we'll see you soon.
Absolutely. Welcome, Jazz, to the club. You're going to have some fun.
Yep, it's going to be good.
All right, we will talk to you soon.
That will do it for this week's show. Shocking how long they last each week. Remember to leave a review, and thanks for listening.
Okay. One more article. This is armpit sex. This is a Rolling Stone article, and this is the second drop that we had from Hefe that night. So we're just going to go and post it. Happy Halloween. We hope you had a good Halloween, a safe Halloween, and a fun Halloween. We'll talk to you soon. Let's go and start things off. Hefe, you already said that you want to change something up from earlier.
Well, yeah, you guys asked me a question earlier about, is there any talent here? There is now. There's a lot.
Okay.
I mean, it's like a buffet. There's MILFs. There's big boobs. There's this Asian girl out there, nice little tight little. I mean, they're everywhere. It's just changed at like 9:00. It's wonderful.
So tell me something. Is this like, do you think they're staying there, or are they just like bussing in from the outer surrounding areas?
I think they're staying here. Yeah, I think they're here for the stilts.
No. What they're there for is the Jefe.
Well, duh. Oh, hey. So remember, the one that I helped her hang her curtains. Not.
Yes.
Not,
yes. Not the ones from the ceiling. The actual curtains.
Like legit curtain rods and everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I was mucking for her, and I was doing the chips, and she's just being really goofy. She's a funny girl, and she just doesn't give a shit. She's spinning around and dancing. You're not supposed to turn your back on the table, even if you have a mucker, but she just doesn't care. Anyway, she like knocked some chips over and then bent over to pick them up and like put her boobs right on my hands as I was mucking. And it was, the highlight of my night so far, to be honest with you.
God, I am so glad you were a part of this show, because we would not have that kind of content unless you were here.
I'm totally envious.
She like pinned my hands down. I mean, I could have escaped if I wanted to. I wouldn't like.
No. Did you do the honk honk, or was it the back of your hands?
It was the back of my hands. It happened so quick.
Okay, yeah.
Flip them. I didn't have time. There was no flip.
No, you know what? I next time we're together, next time you and I are together, and McShane, you're more than welcome to be part of this lesson. I'm going to teach you some wrist techniques that we have in Kung Fu that would have absolutely aided in your groping of the boobs while they were on the back of your hand.
Great.
Okay.
More like a flow with the water kind of.
Oh yeah, it's totally Loi Lao Hoi Sung is what we call it. Bring in what comes, escort what goes, and you're gonna bring in all of that woman juice. The woman flesh, and then you're gonna escort it as it goes. You're gonna make sure that the nipples know you were there.
Nice. Yeah, I like
all
that.
Right. So we need to have that happen. Maybe we can get like a secondary room. We'll actually get betting money. We'll have people come in, and you can teach a lot of folks that, I think, in Vegas when we go for the AVN.
Oh, dude. I'll give a whole seminar. I mean, we have Team Vegas. They all need to know what I know, right? I mean.
Well, and you can write that off as a tax write-off, right?
Exactly. 100%.
Hey, so have you ever fucked anybody's armpit?
This story.
No?
Yeah.
I still don't. I'm still confused about this one.
Well, I don't know.
Okay, which part? Which part?
Oh, my question still stands. Okay, so there are guys that are fucking armpits.
Yeah.
So is it? I mean, I just are they fucking other guys' armpits with hair on it, or are the girls shaving their pits? I was just really kind of thrown off by the whole.
No, I mean, I am totally there with you. I mean, on a just a personal level, Okay, so a girl is shaving her vagina, right? Okay, she shaves her vagina. There's still soft parts to find.
Well, hang on.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
The article said the feeling of hair.
Okay, all right.
Didn't
yeah.
it?
Right.
That's part that threw me because girls generally shave their pits.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Still.
Right.
But so that's why I was wondering, are these guys fucking their friends' armpits? Is that how we're rolling here?
I mean, I think there's a lot of girls that don't shave their pits anymore. So I guess maybe that's the assumption we're making here. But I'm with you. I think probably the majority of women still shave their pits.
So the article is probably kind of misleading.
Well,
because I can't see guys like being that hard up for
unless you're LDS. Unless you're LDS and you have this, well, if you have this warped sense of this is not going to inflict the wrath of God on me, and I can fuck an armpit versus having sex, or I can, the whole, soaking business.
Yeah, so that's where
I buy this. I completely buy that this is an actual thing. It's that's absurd.
That's where I diverge from this whole story, is that if you have the option of soaking, which is you stick it in and you just kind of let it sit, and as young men, I mean, God, I could have stayed hard for hours just soaking. That would have been incredible. In fact, if I stuck it in and just soaked for 30 minutes and then pulled out, I'd probably have an orgasm. But okay, so if that's what you're craving, but you can't get that because she's like, well, no, even soaking now is against the church. Okay, so I really want to fuck some other part of your body. To me, I'm going for the knees. You can't tell me that you're looking for the hair, because when you F a vagina, there's no hair in there, guys. Mormons. Newsflash. There's not hair inside. There's only hair on the outside.
What about the thigh crevice? What about the thigh crevice, right?
Okay, but that's not. But McShane, that's not what we're having sex with.
But I'm so close to the promised land. It's like I'm not really like in the vagina, but I'm like just next to the vagina.
All right, so you have the imagination that you're gonna imagine that's a fucking
vagina, because I'm so close to having sex.
It's a thigh pit as opposed to an armpit. I mean, I guess fine. Do your fucking, but most women shave, and then all you're doing is fucking scruff. You might as well have sex with a dude who hasn't shaved in 2 days.
We're burying the lead. We're burying the lead, and I don't know.
Are we?
Well, I think we are, because I don't think I'm gonna say I don't believe that. I don't know that any of us have picked up an STD. These are folks who are picking up crabs from armpits, and this is in Rolling Stone. It's a Rolling Stone article. It's a Rolling Stone art. I don't always agree with Rolling Stone.
No,
it's still it's a very legit.
Yeah, they do their research.
Like jerk off. I have a blog type stuff. This is, or they've got an agenda that's it's pretty well thought out.
Dude,
but
I don't know about you guys, but I have like a top 5 like worst places to get crabs. It's running in my head constantly.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Oh my God.
And number 1 is my fucking armpit. Not okay.
Not okay. Go ahead, Hefe.
I just had a little mini epiphany.
Okay.
These guys that are Mormons, they can't have sex, but they really want to have sex, right?
They're just gonna go for absolutely.
So
I've been there.
So what happens when straight men go to prison?
Oh,
yep.
They kind of change things up a little bit. They find a way.
Yes, that's where I was going with this.
There you go.
Exactly. That's what I was going to ask you guys. Okay, you have a choice between having sex with an armpit or sticking it in a dude's butthole, your best friend's butthole. What are you taking?
Steve?
Jesus.
No, I wasn't nominating you. That was my answer.
What?
Holy shit.
That took me a minute. Wow.
Well played, Hefe.
Wow.
Well played.
Wow. I just
Holy shit.
Hefe
is taking.
Yeah.
Hefe is taking Steve, which I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little offended by.
No, it's fine.
Because I have a really tight butt. I have a tight butt, dude. It's tight. I'm not gonna lie. It's tight. I work on it. I do squats.
I'm a bigger boy. I try harder.
This is the best show ever.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I've got a fat mouth. I mean, wait.
Oh.
Well, that's the other thing. Is like there's no getting pregnant. There's nothing that happens with oral sex. Why are they not doing that? Why are they fucking armpits?
Why does your God disapprove of blowjobs?
I don't know. Because there's nothing other than killing, 30 to 40 million babies as it goes down your gullet. There's no problem with blowjobs or just, fellatio, just even for the girl. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I am not going to tongue an armpit, but I will tongue a pussy all day.
Hefe is going back to work. Okay. I gotta go. I'm now on the floor and I can't say that I would tuck a pussy too. Okay.
You're gonna be thinking about this all night.
Yeah.
The boob roulette thing is second place now.
Yeah.
This
good.
It happens so fast, so
I know.
Wasn't ready for it.
I know, sweetheart. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. We're here for you. We'll see you in a little bit, okay?
All right. See you guys.
Later, man.